Hello and welcome to the Keep Right On podcast. I'm Alex Dickin and today I'm joined by a very special guest, a man who won a league and cup double during his time as Birmingham City manager and led the club the last time it was in the third division. Since leaving Blues in 1996, Barry Fry has enjoyed a long association with Peterborough United, where he still serves as their director of football. Barry, thank you for coming on. How are you doing?
Pleasure. Yeah, I'm looking forward to coming back to St Andrews, my favourite ground, with fantastic memories. The Blues are as mad as me. We get on great.
Just the start I expected. Barry, obviously, you are coming back to St Andrews this weekend. I want to start with your recollections of the 94-95 season, because obviously you were the man in charge when Blues were last in this division, and obviously you led them to that league and cup double. Talk me through that side and how it kind of all transpired.
Well, first of all, we done the double. It was the year that only the champions went up because there was restructuring the league, which was harder than normal. And I don't think my players got the credit they deserved for winning that double. It was a long, hard season. We had good runs in all the cup competitions, and we had a lot of injuries to contend with, but we got over them. We had a good squad, and to win the league at Huddersfield was absolutely fantastic. Going there and winning, and the fans being there, and we had to go out and celebrate with them after the game. That was something special. But also very special was going to Wembley with 78,000 people there for the Auto Windscreen Shield Trophy final. And 55,000 of those was Blue Noses. And what a day we had. The golden goal, and one of our own, Paul Tate, headed it in from Ricky Otto's cross. Wonderful, wonderful occasion. And, we done brilliant. And the players was marvellous set of squad that they was all together despite setbacks and various things. We carried on and done brilliant, And my 2.5 years at Birmingham City were the happiest of my life, no doubt about that. We also had great cup runs, Liverpool at home, 25,000, 0-0. Liverpool away in the replay, 1-1. Then we went on penalties and we lost on penalties. And afterwards, the press said, Barry, what, to draw with Liverpool at St Andrews, fantastic, but come to here, Anfield, your players got a standing ovation, for the 1-1 draw in extra time. What happened with the penalties? So I said, well, once one of our players missed it, the others didn't want him to feel bad, so we all missed them. But we also, got the semi-final of the Coca-Cola Cup. We lost to Leeds in a 2-legged affair, but to get there, we beat Norwich and Middlesbrough, who were Premier League sides at the time. So, we played Blackburn as well. We lost to them as well, but they won the league that year. So, we had great times. We also won the Birmingham Senior Cup that Birmingham hadn't won for 17 years. I wouldn't mention it, but it was against the mighty Villa 2-0, and we only had 9 men. So it was great times at Blues. There was never a dull moment. I mean, the fans are so passionate and committed that they're after my own heart. That they really are right behind the sides, and the times that we was losing and they'd get behind us, we'd keep right on, and that'd get us going. And we had wonderful times together, never ever to be forgotten.
Barry, I know you came back in the summer for Blues Fest, and I think just before that, it wasn't long after the club had been relegated, and you gave almost fans like a little pick-me-up on social media when you said, tried to get them, back in good spirits and said, you can come down to League One. And last time we were in League One, we did the League Cup double. You can do it again this season. Have you seen a Blues side that you think is capable of doing that? Obviously, they've only played one game in the Bristol Street Motors, but they have started the league season on fire.
Absolutely. I was when I was there for Mr. De Gary beat Fry, and he beat me on penalties. I'm still objecting to that, by the way. Referee was bent. But it was for charity for the Birmingham City Foundation. It was a wonderful occasion. Great to be back there. But what was most of all impressive was what the new owner has done to St Andrews. You know, it's a proper stadium now. The dressing rooms are magnificent, and the pitch, everything about it. He's spent a lot of money on the pitch, and the lads tell me he spent a lot of money on the training ground as well. And by Jesus, he spent a lot of money on the team, which what the fans want. He's you know, Craig Gardner and Gary Cook, and they've really got that club up and running again, and it's got the stability financially that it only had really under Sullivan and Gold and Brady. And they took them to the Premier League 2 or 3 times, and I'm very, very confident that this new owner, this new group of players, can take Birmingham City to the promised land yet again, and have back-to-back promotions to get them to the Premier League. So I don't think coming down to League One is a disaster, because I remember when we come down to League One. You know, the fans came back. They was right behind the team, like they are now. Every game's nearly a sellout. It's brilliant. And the fans deserve that. You know, they've been in turmoil for years. Before Sullivan and Gold took over, they was in turmoil. After they left, they was in turmoil until now. And the guy that owns it now is absolutely fantastic. I mean, his dream for the Blues, buying plots of land in Birmingham. He wants to build a magnificent stadium there, and have cup finals and internationals there instead of at Wembley and things like that. You know, he's got great plans for Birmingham City. But most of all, Craig Gardner and his recruitment team have done brilliant to get the players in that they've got, because the difficulty is it's not all about money, it's about what players want to go to a League One club when they can go to a Championship club. So fair credit to Craig, he's done a magnificent job in recruitment, and the team and the squad that Chris Davis has put together is very, very exciting. Goals galore. As you know, I love goals. I don't mind if the opposition score 4 as long as we get 6 or 7. And that could be it. That they could be in for their best year ever, Birmingham City, in stats, because I think they've got together most probably one of the best teams that's ever been seen in League One.
Yeah, a few people have said that. You know, recruitment is obviously your remit as well at Peterborough.
Yeah.
You know, Blues spending power has been way bigger than anything else in League One this year. I think Peterborough, Darren McCanton, I was into the podcast, and he was saying that they've got the second highest spend, but it's obviously considerably lower than Birmingham's. There's been a lot of negativity about it as well. Where do you sit on it, Barry? Do you think obviously it's not a completely level playing field, is it? But if Birmingham have got the revenue and the money to spend that, they should be allowed to as well, shouldn't they? So
absolutely, yeah. Without a doubt, it's very exciting times for all the Blue Noses. You know, the club has completely changed overnight since the new owners because of his ambition and his commitment to the club, and it seems absolutely brilliant. It's very, very difficult to recruit players, whether you've got a lot of money or not, being in League One. Birmingham have got the attraction in as much as they could sell out every home game this season. There's no doubt about that, depending on the way following. And that will help them. There's no doubt about that. St Andrews will be a fortress. It takes time because he's got so many new players in. It will take time to get that blend and that understanding. But what start they've had already. They've already shown that they're miles above anybody in our league at this moment in time. In fact, I asked the other day, would they give us free start on Saturday to make a game of it, but they said no.
Fantastic.
But Blues, when I was there Craig Gardner said, he inquired about a lot of my players. And Ronnie Edwards, the centre half, he said I'll never get the money that I was asking for, but he did go to Southampton for the money I wanted. He asked about Ephron Mason-Clark. He went to Coventry for more than I. And Harrison Burrows, the left back, that also was on Birmingham's radar, but they didn't like the price. But he went to Sheffield United, and I got the price that I wanted. So I'm sure Craig will come in for one other player that I've got, and he'll perhaps come round to the way of I'm thinking he's got to pay my money instead of his money.
Which player is this? I think I've got an idea who it might be.
I'm not saying.
Is he a winger? Fairly young, 23.
Yeah, something like that. And we're in the league at the minute with your fellas.
He'll be one to watch out for on Saturday. One ex-Posh player that Blues have managed to sign in the last 12 months, but he's gone now, is Siriki Dembele. Obviously, he joined last summer. I remember speaking to you about Siriki, and you're obviously incredibly enthusiastic about him. We were all very enthusiastic about him at the beginning, and it kind of tailed off. Why do you think it didn't work out? I was
very disappointed because I thought it was a fantastic signing. I thought he was be a fan's favourite with his runs and all that. But the people that I still speak to at Blues, they said he didn't work hard enough off the ball and things like that. And it's just a pity that it didn't work out. But things are like that. They got their money and more back by selling him to Oxford, I believe. So not a good bit of business.
How do you keep doing it at Peterborough, Barry? Like the players you kind of churn out each year, you get loads, buy them in from lower leagues, transform them into League One players, and next thing you know, they're going for really big money. And we all know Peterborough's rather a ridiculously hard bargain.
Well, yeah, and people laugh at me when they come on for our players, and I say, I want this, that, and the other, and they say, well, he's got a year left, so what? If you want, we've got to play top dollar. I mean, we can't sell all our players. I mean, Darren Ferguson's done a wonderful job for Posh. He's had 4 promotions, and he's also been beaten 3 times in the last 5 years in the semi-final of the playoffs, which has been gutting. He's also took us to Wembley twice to win the Johnson's Paint Trophy and the Bristol City Motors. He's also developed players that's helped us, enabled us to get millions and millions and millions, and yet he's still with us, which is amazing. It's great for us, but if anybody deserves a proper club, it's Darren Ferguson. But hopefully people will keep not coming in for him. He developed 3 or 5 teams for us. And his development of young players, it's been brilliant. And, his success on the field, entertaining football and what have you. At the minute, we've been smashed with injuries to players that we bought in the summer, and we've had to get new players that we didn't want to get, which has took our budget up to where we didn't want it to be. But never mind, we'll get on with it. We've been in this position before, and I think Fergie will improve our players individually and collectively, and please God, we're knocking at the door at the end of the season along the big boys like Birmingham and Huddersfield and Bolton and everybody else in the league.
What can we expect from Peterborough this week? And I see you've had a little bit of an indifferent start. You've picked up since the end of the window a bit. You obviously got some very good players, Hector Cipriano, Kwame Poku as well. What can we expect from this weekend? What kind of side are they?
Well, we play football. We play football, free-flowing football. It's very entertaining. I've been at Birmingham, believe it or not. I've been at Peterborough since I left Birmingham 29 years ago. And last year was the best I've ever seen a Peterborough United team play. We was desperately unlucky not to do the double. We had a big cup run, got beat by Leeds, got beat in the semi-final in the playoffs, won the Bristol Street Motors Trophy at Wembley again, which is excellent. I'd love to play Blues in the final of that. Hey, and beat them.
Barry, we're expecting Blues to be in the mixed promotion. You know, Peterborough as well. I think last couple of years you finished playoffs, haven't you? And missed out. What are the League One teams in the early weeks of the season? There are a few that have stood out to me. The likes of Charlton, I think, have had a good start as well.
Charlton spent money. They've invested as well. They've got a good manager, Nathan Jones. He knows what it's all about. Bolton's always there or thereabouts, and they've had a tricky start owing to them getting beat in the final, for 2 years running then. So, but they'll pick up, they'll come again, they'll be knocking on the door. I do feel Birmingham will win the league by a country mile. I really do. I think they've got the best squad, the best players, and, the Blue Noses can only look forward to great entertainment throughout the season. You'll get a shock now and then. Hopefully you'll get one Saturday, but we'll wait and see.
Just final question, Barry. I think something we've started debating in recent weeks, because Blues have had this unbeaten start, is whether they are or have the potential to become the best League One side ever. I think in terms of points, it was Wolves, wasn't it, in 13-14? They got 103 points. Blues are probably on course for that with their start. Do you think they can eclipse that points tally?
I honestly believe they could score 100 goals and get over 100 points. Honestly believe that. And when I was there for the game that I was there, well before Christmas, I had a long chat with Craig, and he was telling me the ambitions of the club and all that, and I fell off my chair. I went, "You'll never spend that money. You're joking, mate." But yeah, it's fair play that they've spent it and they've got quality. The recruitment has been brilliant, and Blue Noses can look forward to a very, very entertaining season, very successful season, and it will end in promotion. And in my opinion, they'll go up as champions.
That feels like the perfect way to end. Barry, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you for
speaking. Keep right on.
You've got it, so I haven't got to this week.
You'll get beat Saturday.
Right, quickly end it before we say anything else, Barry. Thank you everyone for listening. Please subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, all your other podcast platforms. Well, leave a comment for future episodes and so forth. Barry, thank you very much for coming on. And a big keep right on.
All the best for the rest of the season after Saturday.